Hi there, resin art lovers. It's Thea from Handmade by Thea, and today we're going to create a luxurious resin tray set that's both beautiful and functional. These are the materials I'm using today. I've linked every item in the description. Comment your experience with any of these items. First, we're going to mix our epoxy resin and hardener. You want to make sure you do it according to the manufacturer's instructions. My resin is 1:1 by volume. And for this project, we're going to use about 20 ounces of resin. So for me, that's going to be 10 ounces of part A and 10 ounces of part B. For the best results, you want to make sure you mix for at least 5 minutes thoroughly, or at least until you feel like your arm is going to fall off. Has anyone had any luck with those resin mixing machines? Let me know. To prep for adding my pigment and gold flakes, I'm going to separate my resin into smaller cups. I also find that this helps prevent flash curing. Just gonna put a little bit more in this one here, and then place some resin cup musical chairs. Starting with the gold flakes here, you can add as much or as little of the gold flakes you want. Just keep in mind not to overcrowd your resin, but you also don't want to be stingy with the sparkle. At the end, I end up using a little bit more than this here. Now let's add our mica powder to create the colors we want for our tray. Feel free to get creative with your color mix and add different shades to achieve your desired look. Here I'm keeping it classy and I'm using Rolio brand Charcoal Black. It's my first time using this brand, and I must say I had to use much more of this powder than I expected to. As a rule, you don't want to use more than 10% of mica powder in your mixture. So it should be about 90% resin and 10% or less of pigment. Otherwise, your resin may not properly cure, and then you'll be left with a floppy mess. Has this happened to you? Because I know it's happened to me. Let me know in the comments. It's still too transparent for my liking, so I'm gonna add a little bit more here. Wow, Rolio, still too transparent. I can't add any more because I don't want a floppy uncured tray, so I'm going to have to add a bottom coat later. These are Amazon molds that I've had really great success with. I've used them a few times already and I haven't had any issues with resin sticking to them. I'll link these in the description as well. I'm starting with clear resin in each mold. I feel like it adds a little dimension. And then I'm going to go in with gold flakes. Make sure you use your best judgment to pour evenly, and keep in mind that the resin will continue to move long after you're done pouring. So, just give yourself a break and go with it. Adding more gold flakes here, just to prove I'm not stingy. But as you can see, it did not want to go. Just some finishing details here, creating a nice color. Use caution when using a torch. This is usually what causes resin to stick to molds. Here I'm using a heat gun on the coldest setting just to move the resin around and blend it in a bit. Oddly satisfying? Why, yes it is. Using alcohol to pop those last surface bubbles. Now that it's cured for 24 hours, or however amount of time is recommended by your resin manufacturer, we're going to take the resin out of the mold. Make sure you do this carefully. You don't want to rip your mold. Now here comes some more unnecessary rearranging. Then I'm going to trim, so I'm sanding and cleaning with alcohol the areas that are going to be trimmed. Something that drove me crazy was the fact that I can see through this tray. So what I ended up doing was mixing another 2 ounces of resin and making it black, and I poured it on the back of the tray to make it more opaque. Never again, Rolio. Never again. I have linked the deco leafing pen that I'm using in the description. You want to make sure to do at least 2 layers, letting the layers dry in between each application. I really love this pen. It's very pigmented and you don't really need the extra layers, but I like it just to make sure the products last long. And there you have it, a stunning, luxurious resin tray that can be used as a rolling tray, a vanity tray, perfume tray. It's perfect for any occasion. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and I can't wait to see your beautiful creations. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Handmade by Thea for more amazing resin art tutorials. Happy crafting!